Good afternoon, guys. This is Mark Gerber from Metafoil. This afternoon's webinar is going to be conducted on our project management portion of the ResultsPlus product. This is part of the Platinum version of the software. If you are a server-based solution, this would be the Platinum, again, version of that. This is available only in a multi-user status. If you are a web or an online user, Projects is available to everybody, whether you're a single user or a multi-user. And project management is a replacement for the ResultsPlus product. So those of you that have ResultsPlus, you're going to want to be talking to your sales manager to find out about that upgrade channel. So with that, we're going to start our demonstration here this afternoon. We're looking right now at the ResultsPlus main menu. And you'll notice in here we have our project management piece. So if I click on the Projects button, this is going to open up Projects. And much like you're used to seeing here with the executive summary, you will see a project summary for our event. Now under this Projects tab, we have a new toolbar. And of course from this toolbar here we can create a new project. We can delete a project if we've thrown a few of them out there and we're trying to work through what we decide we want to do. Get rid of those that we decide not to expend any more energies on. If you're doing any project queries, this is where you'll be able to store those. So if you're looking for finding this, that, or the other within the system, just like query within ResultsPlus, this will enable you to find information within this system. Our next ribbon group here is the export, and this will allow you to export information from the project area to Excel in a text format and or in a PDF format. Now in this case, the view or the status that we are looking at is in progress. We can click on anything that we would like to see, and mine has only just a couple of demos in here, or excuse me, events, but we're looking at that stuff which is in progress. So you can click or unclick and change the view that you see here on the screen. And if you become accustomed to the ResultsPlus product, the mailing wizard here is going to allow you to go out and do thank you letters, reminders, notification cards. It'll allow you to do attendees lists. It'll let you do seating charts, all that kind of stuff. And that's going to work much like the ResultsPlus mail merge, except with the data from the projects piece. Now, depending on how you like to work with your system here, in project information here, if you drop this here, they're going to be presented with all of the pages available within Project Manager. I myself like to work with the software just like I do in ResultsPlus with all of the pages available to myself over here on the right-hand side. And again, like ResultsPlus, the little boxes that you see in front of that particular page, if they have a check mark in them, they do contain data. Consequently, you don't have to open up something to find out whether or not there is data actually on that page. Now again, here at the project summary, we do have an annual dinner that's been set up, and I haven't set up all kinds of events, but this is the one that most people have a tendency to take a peek at or to run with. So I thought this is probably the best place to start. Our annual dinner here down here under the summary, first thing we see here is a logo. Now I'm going to be holding our event here at the Plummer House, and for those of you that are not familiar with Rochester, Minnesota, we are home to the world-famous Mayo Clinic, and several of the doctors over the years that didn't have family have given properties to the city of Rochester. In this case, Dr. Plummer gave us the Plummer House, which is a great big castle on a hill, and as the city now has that and has renovated that, is available for weddings and parties and all kinds of shindigs. So one of the things the place is noted for is the flowers that are out there. So I have got a logo here or a picture of the flowers that are available in that particular area for people to see, and their smell, and it's really kind of nice here. So again, anything that is pertinent to the event that you're holding, whether that be a picture of the location or a present or whatever it happens to be, could be added to the system. Adjacent to that over here on the right, we've got address information and contact information. In this case, Phyllis Schmidt is the person in charge of the Plummer House. Here's the address, here's the city, state, zip, and the telephone number. So if you were looking at that, we would know who to call. There's also going to be some information further here in the system, so we've got alternative numbers to reach Phyllis in the event she's not sitting in the office and it's the last minute. Over here to the right, we've got our event dates. In this case, we're going to be holding the event the 12th of December through the 13th. It's actually going to end at 1 a.m. in the morning. Consequently, we have a 2-day dinner dance. Beneath that here, we have our goal set up, which has been established at $75,000. And you'll see here that we're just a hair under $30,000. So you can have the nice little thermometer there and find out how you're doing towards obtaining that goal. Bouncing back over here to the lower left-hand corner, we've got a list of our registered attendees. So these are the people and the number of people currently registered for the event. In the event this grows, you'll have a little rule or slide bar over here on the right-hand side of this quadrant, and you can move up and down that. These will all be, as you can see, alphabetically placed within this area. All right, moving over here to the far right-hand side, we're going to now go through the pages of information that are within the projects piece. The first of that is project information. So if I go ahead and click on that, this is going to open up just that, our project piece. Now, one thing I want to point out here, and this is going to be true throughout the software just as it is within the system, there's always going to be an edit drop-down value button in the upper right-hand corner. So if I click on that, what this is going to do is present me with the screen that shows me all of the drop-downs on this particular page. Much like ResultsPlus, you want to make sure that the information within those windows is applicable to the information that it's being asked for. So in this case, our sponsorship level, we've got our bronze, gold, open, platinum, and silver. Project type here, I've just got a dinner dance, but you could have a lot more. So as you're adding these, you simply put the code in the description, you hit add the code, and you apply it. So again, just bear in mind, anything in the upper right-hand corner that you see here is going to allow you to do drop-downs and make sure that there's applicable information in there for your selecting. Now in this case here, our project name is the annual dinner. The description of that is the dinner with the pre-dinner silent auction, and there's going to be an after-dinner dance. We've budgeted $25,000. Our goal is $75,000. The manager or the person that is actually in charge of this event is going to be Alice Cardman. This is our annual dinner. The status is in progress, and as I showed you on the previous screen, this is where you would change that. So if this is on hold because we're having trouble getting a place, and or if we've completed this, we could check that as appropriate. The start is going to be 5 p.m. on the 12th. It's going to end on the 13th at 1 a.m. Our registration deadline for the event is November 28th. Down here in the lower left-hand corner here, we've got information on our sponsorships. We've set up 4 different sponsorship levels: a platinum, a gold, a silver, and a bronze. Whichever is highlighted over here is going to be shown in detail a little bit over here on the right. So with your sponsorship, there's a sponsorship amount, and there are benefits for that level, so you can set those. So if you are a gold member, you've got a sponsorship amount of $5,000, and these are the levelship benefits, or I should say benefit levels that you can obtain. If we go to the bronze here, you'll see that you get a little bit less, but then again, of course, your amount is met less as well. So over here in the lower right-hand corner, to plug in seamlessly with ResultsPlus, you have the ability to add a fund, appeal, or campaign. So this is going to directly connect with ResultsPlus, and of course, if you're passing information from ResultsPlus, you're going to be able to send that information over to your accounting system, and you can have fund codes, debit codes, and the like all put in there. So when you pass that over, it'll have a bucket to fall in, and your accountant will be a lot happier with you. Down here, we've got some fields that you may change if we're going to produce some T-shirts or something like the event. You can keep track of different T-shirt colors, T-shirt sizes, and as you attend the event, you can add that information to the system, and you, again, make sure that people get whatever it is that you're passing out for the event. We will go ahead and we'll close this page here, and we are going to look at sponsorships. This is where you're going to set up your sponsorships. You'll see here that we've got a number of people added to the system. The highlighted over here on the left is shown in detail on the right. In this case, we've got the ABC company. The beauty of this is we're able to add their logo to the screen. So as we are printing out handouts, signage, or placards or anything like that for the event, we're going to be able to send this over to our print company, and we won't have to mess around with that. What we've got here is, again, the list of the benefits that they're going to be receiving. In this case, they get a full-page ad, event signage, and they get event tickets for 4 people or 10 people or whatever that happens to be. So again, keep track of all that, and that is based on the level that they paid for. All right, we'll close that. Next, we're going to get into our attendees. So if I click on that button here, here's our attendee list. Again, everybody you register simply by clicking the plus sign here can be added to the system. Highlighted over here on the left, detail on the right. This is our general information area here. You're going to keep track of what you want to appear on their name tag, and you can have different name tag sizes. You'll have the day that they registered for the event. You'll have the opportunity to acknowledge them or thank them or send them tickets. So you'll have an acknowledgement day. If there's any dietary restrictions, you'll be able to note those. So if they have peanut allergies or they need gluten-free products, you can have that. If you have accessibility issues with wheelchairs or crutches or something like that, you can make note of that. If part of your event, in this case ours is not, but if your event included an a-thon where maybe this was a dance-a-thon and you had a chance to win a prize or something like that, we can keep track of that. You have fundraising goals, messages you can send to participating people, and you can have this maybe done even in memorial for somebody or in honor of somebody. Down here we've got the fact that they're sending 3 people so far up to 10 that were selected. They bought a whole table, and we don't know who those people are yet, so we're assigning those to MJ, who is their contact, and we can indicate what meal preferences are and so on and so forth. So all that will be over here. And again, whenever we look at something here, over here on the left, it will be shown in detail on the right. Then we've got our dinners tab, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And again, like you see in Results Plus, with gifts or anything like that, you would see a whole list of everything here. So if this person had attended more than one event, you would see multiple pieces of information over here. In this case, it's the holiday dinner. Here's our general information. Again, the name, a description. In this case, when this starts at 6 p.m. It's going to end at 8 p.m., so our dinner is going to be 2 hours long. We've budgeted $4,000 for that with a goal of $20,000. Ticket price is $100. $75 of that is tax deductible. We want to have a maximum of 200 people. Of course, that will always be our attendee goal. Now, we want to make sure we try to sell every seat that we've got. In order to pull this off here, too, we've got a minimum. So if we don't have a minimum of 100 people here, this will be a no-go just because we cannot make ends meet. Now, here's a quick button here that allows us to grab information back from the main page, and we'll plug again all this information in here. So it gives us the location, which is the Plummer House, the address, city, state, zip. Again, I had mentioned earlier that you're going to have multiple phone numbers here, so we do have a cell phone number for Phyllis. So in the event we're getting closer to the event, she's not sitting in the office, we have a way to reach her, but not have her having to sit at the office waiting for the phone to ring in case it does. So we'll be able to get her if we need her. And again, we have the codes here associated with the event so that they can be plugged into Results Plus and passed to our accounting system. Now the next tab that we have here is our tables. So if I click on the tables here, this is going to see that we have 10 tables. Table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can add new tables. We can edit tables. This will allow us to go in here and change the name of that. So if I don't want the table name number 1, I want to call it something particular like Schmidt Printing Company or something like that. Table number 1, so we know who's sitting there. We can keep track of that information. Highlighted up here on the top is showing a detail on the bottom here, and you'll say table number 1 right now has 6 people seated at it. So we can scroll down here. We can see who those people are. Again, we know 2 of them. But we don't know all of them, so we've got MJ's name in here, so we're going to have to pay special attention to this. But we've got meal preferences, all that's been selected. If we want to seat somebody at the table, we simply select the table that we want. We come down here and click Add to Attendee, and that lets us select off of our registered guest list. So we can put multiple seats here if it's a husband and wife, or we can assign just individual people if we want to go that route. So again, all that information is going to be here. I think table number 5 we'll just take a peek at here. Metafiling from Submation Systems bought that. They seated 10 people at that already, so if we just click on the table here, it'll tell us this table is already at capacity, that we need to find another table for that person. So again, all that information is available there. Driving instructions here, much like you might find on the back of a card or something for a wedding invitation. You're going to go to the wedding at a certain church. On the back of that, there might be a printed card that shows you directions because we're going to be holding this at an off-site location. And if you're from out of town, you may not know where that's at. Of course, if you're a Rochester resident, you probably are quite aware of where the Plummer House is, but if you're coming from another community outside of ours, you might not know how to get there. So again, how do I get there? I take this exit, I take a right or a left, depending on whether I'm going north or south, so on and so forth. So again, just opportunity to help bring your people to the event. Underneath that here, I've got a golf outing. I'm not going to open that up and bore you, but this will track golf events for you. So if you have shotgun or bell starts or horn or whatever it is, you'll have foursomes, maybe 2 at each hole. Where are you starting? Who's in your foursomes? What groups are there? Are you keeping track of longest putt, longest drive, closest to the pin, all that kind of stuff? So you've got all your group pairings and everything else there associated with the event. And of course, that can tie into dinners if there's a dinner afterward, if there's an auction or anything like that. The system will manage all of that for you. Next thing we've got here is our auction items. So if I click on the auction items here, this is going to show us the items that have been donated. If you look over here, we see we've got a backwoods monster, got some diamond earrings, we've got movie tickets. Now in this case here, what we have done is we have created a bundle. Now whereas the wildlife print here is in a bundle of itself, the movie tickets are part of a night on the town. So if we just take a peek at this one here, backwoods monster here, we've got the name of the print. The description is the white-tailed deer wildlife print. Here's the donor for that event, or excuse me, for that particular auction item. Our estimated value. Again, this is going on the silent auction versus other opportunities. Here we've got, again, the items in the bundle. Down here we would have winning bid after this took place. Now if we come over here to select bundles in the lower left-hand corner and go to backwoods monster, this is going to show us who that winner was of that. So once that has taken place, the time frame has elapsed or the end of the evening has come about, we're going to be able to do that. And I'm just going to switch over here for night on the town. You'll see here that we've actually entered in information that indicate that this was won by Ronald Aird, and he paid $1,200. So we could have a number in here that gave us a value of the bundle. It could tell us if there was a minimum bid. That way we have the opportunity to find out whether or not this was a donation by the individual because they paid more than it was worth, or whether or not they just got a great deal. So what's nice here too, on the backwoods monster, or any of these for that matter, you have the opportunity to click this button right up here, which allows you to print a bid sheet. This lets you determine what's on the bid sheet. In this case, I want to do bidder number and amount. So this is going to actually create that bid sheet for me, and I'm going to expand that for our viewing pleasure here. Again, the bid sheet for the backwoods monster, description, estimated value and minimum bid. Here is a picture of that. And of course, down here we have the opportunity to enter our bidding numbers, which are assigned to people when they get there, and the bidder amount. Now we could also edit in here to say that bids must be incremented by $10 or $25 or whatever it happens to be. So again, the opportunity to print out the bid sheets is within the product. Again, as mentioned earlier, this is where you also enter the winning bid information. So now if I jump back here, if I pull up the diamond earrings, there's a picture of the diamond earrings. Again, movie tickets here, so you'll see that our dinner or night on the town includes 2 movie tickets, dinner for 2, a limo service, bouquet of flowers, and I'm not quite sure why I put it in there, but you also get a box of steaks. So if you're hungry afterwards because of a mean night of dancing, you're going to be able to go home and throw some steaks on the barbie. So, all right, so that is the auction piece. Underneath that here, I've got a sub-project. Now in this case, I had created something here for an event that had theater-type seating. So we have roll number 1 in the fact that there are 35 seats available there. I just made it very simple here, gave it a name, row 1, description, row 1. Keep track of how many people have the opportunity to sit there. There's 35 seats in roll number 1. Tickets are $150 to sit in the front row. Again, all the codes associated with that so that you can keep track of that, pass information to ResultsPlus or have it in ResultsPlus, and of course pass that to a accounting system. Much like we saw with the tables here, we have the opportunity to place you in whatever seats that you purchased. Underneath that here, we've got an a-thon. This is for use with, and I'll just open this up real quick here. It's for basically right now empty, so it's not great to look at. But what this does here is allows you to hold bike-a-thons, walk-a-thons, run-a-thons, bowl-a-thons, whatever it happens to be, whereby you have people paying somebody for the number of miles that they walk, the number of bowling pins that they knock down. So whoever you are as the person that's going to volunteer time, you're going to go out and you're going to find sponsors for the event. They have an opportunity to sponsor you for different values, and of course you know who those people are, thus increasing your size of your database, but then you know what kind of monies were brought in, where they came from, and you might even have some prizes or something like that for people to bring in the most money. And our last little piece here is our edit the to-do lists. Now this is by no way, shape, or means all the events type items that you're going to do here. I just threw 3 of them in here, but we're going to decorate the banquet hall. We're going to send out a hold the date mailing. We're going to hire the band. So again, highlighted over here on the left, detail on the right. Our decorating hall here, I've checked that this requires supplies. Okay, so we're going to decorate the hall. Code that we use is decorate. Description here, workers going to arrange to decorate tables with centerpieces. They're going to hang signs, streamers, and balloons. Alice Cardman is running this. We've got deadlines. We've got a reminder date to make sure we order that. We've also estimated the amount of time that we think this is going to take to accomplish. There's actually even a field down here for actual hours. So maybe this is the first time we've run the event. We're not quite sure how long we expect this to take. We're going to guess 4 hours. We're going to actually be able to come back here and say that it took 2, which is maybe useful because maybe we've got people that would have volunteered, but we estimated 4 hours and they only had a few hours that they could donate to that. So rather than do something half now and let someone else finish it, they decided just to pass on the opportunity. So again, you can keep track of the amount of hours that your volunteers are working and supplying you with. Off of this here, we also have a supply list, whereby we keep track of what you're going to have to do to pull off this particular task. In this case, we've got balloons, centerpieces, streamers, and tablecloths. We've got their quantities, their per cost, and the total. So that information is all known to us, and of course then we can use that to factor in whether we came out on the long end or the short end of the stick with regards to this event. So this right here in a nutshell is the project management. I want to show you a couple other things here real quick. As I close this out, I'm going to go pull up 2 records within the system. I'm going to look at the ABC company, and I'll just say OK, and then I want to go out and I want to find Ronald Aird. So I can show you what an individual and a sponsor company look like. Here's Ronald Aird. Again, you're used to seeing the executive summary. So here we've got that. Over here you're going to see 2 pages that are associated with projects, those being the attendee information and the sponsorship. Of course, he is not a sponsor, so that box is not checked, but he did attend. So if I click on that, again, this is an opportunity to go in and look at all the events the person has participated in with regards to things that we've held. In this case, you keep track whether or not he attended, but here's all the information on that. And in this case, I didn't fill out a whole lot with that, but this would show you all the events and that information. I did go out here and do the ABC company, so if we take a look at that, we've got attendee information and sponsorship. So we click on the attendee. We've got information. As we mentioned here, we've got MJ coming so far. He's told us it's going to be 3 people. He's not sure who they are. One of them may or may not be him, might be his wife, but that information is within the system here. And of course, we've got sponsorship information. This gets back to the logo for the organization, along with the benefits they received based on the event signage. So again, we've talked about the opportunity to run queries within the product. Queries is a great way of expanding your reporting capabilities. We do have some reports within the system. Those are found underneath the performance. And if we click over here on the run reports, we're going to be able to go out and take a look at what's out here. So again, this is all the reports within the system. If we come here to events, there's a bunch of events reports. If we come down here, there's some project reports. Basically, what's going on with project here, this is in a growing area. So what we're a lot of times looking for is customers to tell us what they need, and we help create reports that are meaningful to people. Again, to expand that, we use the query capabilities. And of course, you have the opportunity to go out and find the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, left-handed Norwegians people that attended the Lutefisk Festival or the Lutefisk dinner that you held. And with that information, you can pull up various other aspects of the event, and of course, you have the reporting capability for that as well. So, with that, I want to thank you for your time. As mentioned here, this is all part of the online system. So, if you are an existing customer and have a server-based solution, you would need to be using the Platinum version of the software. If you are thinking about going to the online version, you would have that as an opportunity as well. If you have any questions, consult your salesperson. They can be reached at 800-638-2445. Extension for me is 127. If you're looking for Karen, she's on extension 302. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate your the opportunity to present to you, and I hope you have a great day.